Hi everybody, we're here with Kurt Busch, driver of the #1 Monster Energy Camaro for Chip Ganassi Racing.
Yes sir, yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Being here. Yeah. We're getting ready for NASCAR back in the Valley for the fall race, semi-final for the Cup Series, and it's all really exciting. But before we get into talking about the race and the track, I want to talk about a project that you've been involved with all year that is near and dear to you, and obviously is a big deal in Arizona. This is a military ticket opportunity that you've been buying tickets for. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I wanted to make it simple and to be able to give back to our military. I bought 100 tickets to every NASCAR race. So Daytona 500, here in Phoenix, Las Vegas, Kansas City, Watkins Glen, wherever we race, I wanted to make 100 tickets available. And vettix.org helped me put it all together with the tracks so that our military veterans and current active duty, any branch, they could go straight to vettix.org and get these tickets and come to a NASCAR race.
Before we went on camera, you were telling us a little bit about a story that just happened a couple weeks ago about a really neat moment with the program.
Yeah, so in Kentucky, the race that I won earlier this year, Dale Jr. had a program where everybody wears the same gloves and then it goes to the Dale Jr. Foundation afterwards. Well, with my race-winning gloves, they got bid up pretty high. And so I think it raised $6,000, $7,000 on the gloves, but it was a military veteran that bought the gloves.
Wow.
And he came to the Martinsville race and wanted to give them back to me. He says, I don't want them, you should have them. I'm like, why don't you want to keep them? He goes, they're race-winning gloves, I don't deserve to have them. I'm like, of course you do. And so we exchanged information, and I got him my gloves that I wore that day at Martinsville, sent them back to him, and I put the gloves up on my social platform. So it's at Kurt Busch, it's my Twitter feed, and I said to all the race fans out there, for every retweet that these gloves get, I'll donate $1 back to vettix.org. It's at 19,000 retweets, and it's been such an amazing gift, and these gloves now are in my crew chief's hands. Because come to find out, the bidding war of this veteran and how the price got so high was my crew chief's wife.
Oh, no kidding.
So she's got the gloves, he's got the trophy, and we're raising thousands of dollars for vettix.org. It's been an amazing story.
And that's the snowball that you were talking about, because that will roll over to next year, right?
That's what I'm hopeful to do. This year we learned that there was 3,200 requests just for the Daytona 500 alone, 3,000 here for the Phoenix race. We're 100 tickets in, that's not enough. And so I'm thinking, yeah, next year, why don't we do 200?
All right, I'm not going to hold you.
I got to put it all together, but I believe we're well on our way to doing this again.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's going through your mind, you know, you're about to go out on the track or you're on the track and getting ready for the green flag?
You know, pre-race is wild, and there's a lot of photos, there's autographs, and there's commotion around the car and everything on pit road. But I'll tell you, in all honesty, when the national anthem starts, that's when I finally get to breathe and starting to really zone in for the race. Mm-hmm. And it's my last moment with my wife, Ashley. She kisses me before I jump in the car, and I always tell her I'll be right back to give her that comfort and that confidence.
Yeah.
And usually right when that's happening, there is that flyover. And it's a quick moment of, you know what, proud to be an American, mm-hmm. and freedom isn't free, and we're very appreciative of as NASCAR racers to have the opportunity to go out there and race.
Semi-final race, very important. I know you're not in the final run here, but winning a race is always paramount every time you go out on every Saturday or Sunday, whichever day it is. Kind of what's your mindset going into Phoenix?
Yeah, for us, this race next year will be the championship race. I've told the team, let's approach it like this is next year, and get these emotions going and the focus and the intensity to be as best prepared for next year's race. And so yeah, we have a chance to win. The playoffs haven't gone as smooth as we'd hoped for us, and yet right now we're on a top 10 streak the last 4 out of 5 races, and we're not gaining enough points back because the competition's that fierce right now. And so that's why the guys, you know, they're battling on pit road at Martinsville, and you know, there's a few guys that are locked in right now, and then it's gonna be wild on Sunday because Chase Elliott can jump up there, my teammate Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, those are the guys on the outside looking in, and right now my little brother Kyle Busch and Joey Logano, they're in right now with a 20-point cushion, but things can change, and that's why it's pretty wild when it gets down to it at the end.
So we have a story on AZ Central right now about a track compound that they're putting out on the track to try to make a 2-groove system looking ahead to 2020. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what it's like to drive on that and how that affects strategy?
Yeah, so it's a traction compound. It's a spray similar to a syrup, and it'll help with the higher groove having better traction than the preferred low groove. So yes, it's to try to get us side by side more often. Problem is that if you don't run on it, it gets dirty, especially with the dust and the grit and the grime. And yet, once you do run on it, get it clean and it's heat activated, it's super grip. So it goes from slick to super grip, but you don't want to be stepping over the line. So it's a big risk versus reward early in the race. That's what we kind of saw a few weeks ago at Texas Motor Speedway. A lot of wrecks in the beginning, but then tons of grip at the end. So you just got to know when to use it.
Race Sunday out at ISM Raceway. Kurt, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Good luck this weekend and
you.
going forward, and best of luck going forward with the ticket plan for the veterans.
Appreciate that. You got it.